Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "We're now faced with the fact that tomorrow is today. We're confronted with the fierce urgency of now. The fierce urgency of now is global warming."
Last month's warm weather didn't just break records, it shattered them.
Our world is getting hotter, global warming is real, and very likely all our fault.
That evidence of global warming is, quote, unequivocal.
That humans are responsible for global warming.
A looming climate catastrophe.
The fact that the Earth is warming up.
The urgency is because we are at a tipping point. If we don't get off business as usual, we will pass a point beyond which it's impossible to avoid large changes in climate.
We are experiencing all around the world an increased incidence of heat waves, an increased incidence of droughts, an increased incidence of wildfires, an increased incidence of the most intense tropical storms.
If we don't act, and if we don't act quickly, the consequences are more weather extremes.
If we're going to avoid having a different planet, we will have to make fundamental changes in our energy systems beginning this decade.
What we need now to try to prevent is catastrophic human interference in climate change.
In every generation, there are a few defining moments when we have the chance to chart a new course that will leave our children a better world. Our moment is now, and our challenge is to solve global warming. To secure that legacy, the League of Conservation Voters Education Fund has launched The Heat is On, a campaign that will use the presidential primaries to generate a vigorous national debate on global warming.
The goal of the Heat is On campaign is clear. We want to make sure there's a strong focus on global warming from all candidates in the presidential primaries. We want to make sure that candidates who want to lead this nation, who want to sit in the White House in 2009, know that they'll have to offer a strong vision to solve the most important environmental problem, the problem of global warming. It's not about technology. We know what we need to do. It's about leadership and it's about vision.
40 years from now, our children and grandchildren will look back at this moment as one that set America on a new course towards a future that creates strong economies, more and better jobs, and energy without harming the planet we depend on. That future is in our grasp now. The technology exists to start us in a new direction, and America's ingenuity will build the bridge to fully realize it. We must recommit ourselves to the bedrock American value that calls on every generation to leave our children a better world than was given to us. Once again, we must find the leaders to guide us through this crisis towards greater hope and opportunity, and this election is one of those moments. We need to challenge all of the presidential candidates to make solving global warming a top priority. We need to challenge all of the candidates to make the future a top priority. So sign up. Sign up and get involved. Go to heatison.org and seize the future, our future.